everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosemary. This is Rosemary's You Rock Art. If you are returning, thank you. I truly appreciate it. If you are checking this out for the first time, I hope you stick around. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. Like, comment, share, and hit that bell so you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Welcome to Mishmash Monday. All right, today I want to share with you the little bit of changes I've done to my work surface and my work area. Every now and then I like to make a little bit of changes, make it more efficient. So I want to share that with you. And I have a project share. So I'm going to get started with how I've changed up my work surface. So I'm going to flip the camera around. Okay, here's what I added onto my craft table. I added this white paper. I got this roll from Dollar Tree, and it was just enough to hang over on either side. It doesn't hang over on the side that I sit on or the opposite side, but that's okay because I have this vinyl on my table. I've always had this clear vinyl on my table, and just to protect the surface. So I put the paper down and then put the vinyl back on. So my thought was, when I am working, have that light on, that it would make things just a bit brighter, and it really does. It really has helped. So I'm glad that I made that little bit of a change. The other thing that I did is I switched what was on my little shelf and windowsill with the stuff I had on my two-tier tray. So these items were on my two-tier tray. All the red, white, and blue items. Pretty much all the red, white, and blue items. That little guy right there riding the motorcycle, the gnome, little birdhouse, the little birds, that little gnome, my little mail truck, that little bicycle, that little bell. That was on a two-tier tray. And what was on this windowsill and the shelf were these items that I have now on my two-tier tray. So every time I reached for any of these tools on the shelf or windowsill, I would knock stuff off. So I thought, okay, enough of that silliness. I'm going to put it where I have better access. So in these jars, I just have various tools. Like this jar was, or this mug was sent to me by my sweet friend Teresa over at Kelly Life on the Fly. And I have my Tim Holtz scissors, all 3 sizes in here. This little planter, I guess it is, I got it from Hobby Lobby. Thought it was cute. I have some adhesive in there. Here's some more other tools I have in this little mason jar. This mason jar, I have just cute little straws and some wands that I made with rosettes. This mug has my Cricut tools. This mug has, or little jar has, these little erasers that look like boom boxes, and I'm going to be giving some of those to my class. And then we're right back to where we were. Now this two-tiered tray is a Lazy Susan also, so you can spin it. All right, this is how it is when I'm sitting right here. So my sweet friend Gail over at Gail Patricia Dollar Tree Halls and More sent me this little polar bear planter. I love it. I have black gel pens and 2 fine tip Sharpies in that one. Those are my go-to pens when I'm writing. And in this one, I bought another little polar bear. I have my Cricut scissors, 2 bone folders, a pokey tool, and a pokey tool that my sweet friend Kathy over at Kathy's Favorite Things sent me. Isn't it gorgeous? And then I have another pokey tool, fell in here, that my dear friend Tammy over at Tammy Time sent me. So those are tools that I use all the time. So I wanted them right there where I can just reach for them and grab them. Let's see if I can put these back. Also on the bottom tier, I have my stamp press tool, this yellow thing here. I have this little jar that says "You Rock." So if I find stray buttons or beads or something, I put them in there. Once it's full, then I put them away. I also have this container, if I don't spill everything. I also have this container, and it has my tacky glue, some pencils, some more gel pens, and a correction tape. Spin it this direction. I also have on here, and I just got this. My friend Michelle Hawkins sent that to me. And this is a post-it note kind of container. You pull that out, and the next post-it note pops up. Also have this little trailer. You can see it right there. This is, I'm not sure what's trying to fall over. Oh, well, no, okay. Back to the little trailer. My BFF Deb gave that to me a couple years ago. And what I have in here are those foam stars. Let me see if I can pull a couple of them out. These foam stars, red, white, and blue. And I use those in projects. So I just store them in there. So that's what I have on my 2-tier tray instead of those other decorative items. I thought the decorative items would look better right there on the windowsill and the shelf. I won't be reaching for those, so nothing should be falling off that shelf. I didn't change anything that I have on this glass riser. My Cricut is still there. My sweet little baby doll is still sitting right there. My little bee is always tucked in here, ready to say goodbye to you guys. And I have my laminator right underneath there. So that's how my craft table is set up. This next change I am so excited about. So Jack got me this paper cutter off Craigslist. You know, he's always looking for a deal. This is the name of the paper cutter. And I usually have it tucked underneath my craft table, just kind of stored upright. And anytime I used it, I had to take it to the kitchen counter, because if you can see, it hangs over that much on either side. So it didn't sit on this toolbox well, and it wasn't stable. So what did Jack do? Jack put, see that little L piece of metal right there, that bar? It sits right there now, and it sits right there. So it sits over that lip of the toolbox. So now my paper cutter sits flat on my toolbox. And I also, I'm going to see if I can do this. I also can pull it forward. It's going to stop because the toolbox has this lip right here. So when I pull it forward, it's going to stop. It's not going to fall off. And then when I'm done using it, because I need it closer to me, I can push it back and it's going to stop because the toolbox has a lip right here. So I'm so excited I don't have to pull this out from underneath my craft table, take it to the kitchen and use it. So it's right here handy where I can use it. And it's quite heavy. It's really, really heavy. The surface of it, it's metal. This guide has magnets underneath it, so you can, you know, when you're lining up whatever measurement you want, it stays put. And then to cut, you slide this bar over, or this device over, and it is heavy. And it can cut multiple sheets of paper. It can cut a lot of different types of material. It is a very, very nice paper cutter, and I'm so glad that Jack found it on Craigslist, and I've been very, very happy with it. Now even more so, since it's just sitting right here. I love it. All right, isn't that really cool when you make changes and it's a little bit better, a little bit more efficient? Yeah. All right, on to my project share. All right, I love altering those little camera frames from Dollar Tree. I bought them a couple of years ago and actually bought like 2 cases of them because I really, really enjoy doing that. Well, here is my latest altered camera frame. Let me show you what I did to this one. I started out with photo paper and I used distress ink to create the background, and I used different shades of pink distress ink. Then cut it down to size to fit this area here, including cutting the circle out. I glued that down, then I trimmed it with this white gold polka dot cardstock there, and then added a little bit right there. Added some glitter glue right there and around that area. Some stickers, enjoy life with a music note, a little puffy gold heart, and then a gem right there for the button. Pretty standard, you know, when I'm creating these camera frames or altering them. But this is different. I've never done something like this. I created a shaker. So how I did that is I have this die, and you know, cut the die out from gold glitter cardstock. Then I laminated it, and then I glued it on right there. And I used D6000, then let it sit overnight. Then for the shaker, I used little tiny pink beads, purple beads, like silver beads, like grayish silver beads. There might be even a blue bead in there or two. And then some larger white beads. That creates the shaker. Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, a whole new twist on my camera frames. I think it came out really super cool. I'm really happy with that. So there's my camera frame. The next project share I have are slimline cards. This is the first time I've ever created a slimline card. So the measurement is 8.5 by 7, and then you fold it right in half. So I started out with brown craft paper as my card base. Then I got some photo paper and I, you know, did distress ink on it. I used browns, greens, purples, pinks, a little bit of black, and I created little 2x2 squares. And then for the card front, I did slightly smaller than the card base. Then I added those beautiful dimensional butterflies from Dollar Tree, and here is my slimline card. So I did 8 of these. Some have, the card fronts are gray, like this one. And then some are purple. And then some are, I think I did a couple that are brown. Let's see. Yes. So a couple that are brown. So there is my first slimline cards, and I thought they came out really cool. So again, I did these little squares in they're photo paper, and I do distress ink on them. And you never know what kind of you know, design you're going to get. So I really love doing those. So I did 2 with the brown as the you know, frame up front, and then 4 with the gray. Let's see if I get all the grays out. There's 2 there, and there is 2 here, and then 2 purple. I was hoping to do dark brown as all my card frames, or you know, the card fronts, the smaller square, not the photo paper, but the, you know, card front in dark brown, like I did this one. But come to discover, I ran out of dark brown, so I need to go to Hobby Lobby. So anyway, I just made do with gray and purple card fronts because I think they came out just as nice. So those are my first slimline cards. I think they're really cool. Why I made them is because I have some slimline cards that my sister found at the thrift store, and I'm like, I don't know how to make slimline cards. Well, you know, they're not that hard to make. So I just looked up the dimensions, and now I have a purpose for those envelopes that came from the thrift store. So Anyway, those are my slimline cards. Okay, that's all I have for Mishmash Monday. Thanks for hanging out with me for just a bit. I truly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great Monday. Be safe, be happy, be positive, and until next time, you guys rock.